Lady T 506. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Love and Hip Hop New York Season 5 Episode 2. So Mendeecees, he already said his I do's, like, yes, I love this girl, I'm gonna be with her forever, I do. Then it's time for Yandy's turn and she's looking like, I can't do this. You know, Mendeecees, I love you with all my heart, but you know, I don't want to be getting married at the Little Chapel of Love. I just don't want to do that. I want to have my white gown and a big old church with all my flower girls and bridesmaids, our kids there. You know, I want my fairy tale. I want that wedding. And I don't want to be looking back 20 years later and we didn't got married into this little old chapel of love with people we don't know. I want our family to be there. And he's like, you know what, Yandy? You know, this was like, I was all in my feelings, but I understand. You do need your fairy tale wedding. You need to be feeling like a queen on your day. So you know what, Yandy? That's what we gonna do. So I think it's good for you, Mendeecees, because like, I'm not knocking, you know, going to the courthouse or anything like that. If that's what you're gonna do, do it. But you could have if you just want to have a wedding, you can have something nice and simple. But it seems like Yandy, she wants that big wedding. You know, she want to be up there with Jay-Z and Beyonce status wedding. She wrote that fairy tale, and I can't knock her for that. She's like, that's what she wants, that's what she's always dreamed of, so that's what she wants to get. So Amina's venting to her sister about Peter. They didn't got together to work on music together. Her sister, she came from Germany to help her out, and like it was kind of confusing me because like her sister looks just like her with just different hair. But anyway, she's like, she's happy her sister's there because she don't have no family. She's 5 months pregnant. And, you know, Peter, he's gone for days on end. Like she said before, he come in early, leave late. And now it's to the point where he can be gone for a week and she don't know where she is. Now, I'm guessing the only reason she's staying is she has nowhere to go. Like, she has no family in the U.S. She don't want to go back to Germany. She wants to work on her music here. She loves Peter, but she knows he's doing her wrong. And I'm not saying it's her fault, but she knew Peter's past when she got with him. She knew that he was with Tara, whatever, I think her name was Tara. Knew that he was with her. If not, he'd been staying over there. And after they got married, she knew that he was still going over there with Tara. Because Tara was like, I'm still sleeping with him. I will continue to sleep with him. So she knows he's at least sleeping with Tara, but it's like he's really not there for her during their pregnancy or with their marriage. But you know, she's like, she's staying. I guess she don't have nowhere to go, and she loves this man. So Sin asks Erica, okay, what is this beef you got with this girl on Twitter, Instagram, wherever it was? She's like, I don't even know who this is. She like oblivious, like, I don't even know who this girl is. She just come at me. She don't tell her, yes, I know Chrissy. Chrissy said I was her escort. We used to be her friends, and yeah, we almost got into a fight. She leaves all that out of the equation, which made me wonder why. I would been like, I would just been truthful because you know it's gonna come out eventually. So you might be like, yes, I knew her back in the day. I went to talk to Rich about some money that he owed me. I went to my lawyers. He was there doing business with her. She came out acting all ghetto, getting in my face, saying lies. And that's what it is. That's why, but you know, she not stupid. She's like, she knows something up. She's like, she can't leave Erica alone for too many days by herself because Erica gonna get into some trouble. So she's like, yeah, everybody should let it go. She's like, she gonna get to the bottom of it. She gonna find out what's going on. And she does that later on, and she probably don't find out what she likes. So Diamond makes it to New York, and Cisco was waiting for her by the curb. He didn't wait for her at the airport as she was coming out. He didn't do that, no. He was like, okay, you get you a little town car and, you know, you come to this address. And I guess she assumed it was his address. He's like, okay, guess what? You're going to be staying with my play sister while you here. Like, this is like the first thing he says off the bat. You're going to be staying with my play sister, all right? She's like, hold up. You got me staying with some stranger and I'm not staying with you? He's like, well, I've been hurt in the past, and I got trust and commitment problems that I'm trying to deal with. You know, I know we've been together for like 2 years and everything. But I'm not ready for that right now because I feel like if you do come to my house, you gonna want to be changing things around and stuff. So, and wanting to move in. So, yeah, you gonna be staying up here with my place sister for like the time being while you in New York. So it's gonna be cool. She good people. All right, let's get your bag and let's go on upstairs. And that's it basically how it was. I was like, really? Like you get to New York and that's the first thing he says. You staying with my place sister. I've never met this place sister before. Don't even think you ever brought her up, but yet you got me staying with her. Like, really? So Amina, she decides to take some pregnancy photos. She wants, memories of her when she's pregnant. And it's supposed to be like a family effort, like her and Peter. But Peter's like hours upon hours late. And by the time he does show up, it's almost time to be over with the photo shoot. And he's like, man, Amina, she always want to be hanging around me and want to do stuff together. And I'm busy. I got business to take care of. I was like, how dare Amina want to hang around with her husband when she's 5 months pregnant? The nerve of that woman. Really, Peter? You are mad because Amina wants to spend time with you? Well, isn't that what husbands supposed to do? Even boyfriends do that. But in Peter's mind, Amina getting too clingy. Like he's like slowly pulling away. And she's like, yeah, he be gone for like weeks on end. I don't see him or hear from him now. Child, please. Ain't no way in the world my husband gonna be on for weeks in and I ain't heard that now and there for him. The only reason that you're not home at night, if you working like the night shift at work or you in the army overseas, you in basic training or you can't be at home, I can see that. And I know some firemen, they gotta stay at the firehouse for like 3 days out the week. They actually at work, and they probably when, they ain't out, getting rid of fires and getting cats out of trees, and I know they don't really do that too much no more, but helping people out, they take time out to call their significant other. My brother's best friend, he's a firefighter, and he checks up on his wife and family and all that stuff. So I don't get how Peter, who's I don't know what business he's doing because I don't really keep up with Peter like that, but why he's not at home with his pregnant wife is like, you need to run and run down. So Diamond's mom comes to town because she's like, all right, you've been here a few days and yeah, what's going on? She's like, Mommy, I don't even know where he lives at. Her mom's like, I'm giving her that eye. She's like, you've been with this man for 2 years and you ain't never been to his house. I know you live in California and he live in New York, but you have never visited New York and actually went to his house. See, these are all kind of flags that are like just going up right now that, hey, this is not right. He is not into you. Run, abort mission. This is what I'm getting. And Mom's like, so what you gonna do about your daughter? Because I've raised my children. I'll help you out with the baby, but you gonna have to come get this baby. She's like, yeah, Mom, once I get settled in, I'm gonna send for her. But it's kind of complicated right now because I ain't really tell him I have a daughter. He don't know about the baby right now, even though the baby's like 6. I was like, how long you been with this man for 2 years and he don't know you got a baby? She's like, well, she was only 4 when we got together and I didn't want to lose him, so I just didn't tell him. But Mom's like, okay, if you don't, I will. You ready? Come get this baby. I ain't taking her for her forever. So now Diamond's like, dang, I gotta tell him now. I just got to New York and he already ain't let me stay with him. He found out he's about how to blow his wig. So Sin confronts Erica about some pictures and videos she's found, and Erica's like, I'm a rock star, I was having fun, what it's about. They got to arguing in the end. Erica's like, what can I do to make this better? And Sin was like, just leave me alone right now. And she does this, she doesn't even storm off. She so effortlessly just walked off so the camera could catch her walk off. When you mad in confrontation, you don't slowly walk off. You storm off because you mad. So that little stage scene right there was like too much. I mean, I'm gonna need you to stop with this dramatics that you have going on. Sin, she was like, so effortlessly like moved out of the way of the cameraman and just walked off. Like her feet was hurting and she didn't want to go too fast. I was like, y'all need to stop. So Sin goes to investigate the link between Erica and Chrissy because she knows something went down. She just don't know what, and she knows Erica's lying. So she gets there and she wants to talk to Chrissy. Chrissy's like, I know who you are. I know your boo Erica. She's like, I want to know what's between y'all. She's like, girl, sit down. I'm finna tell you and tell it all. See, a few months ago, I was out somewhere, Erica was out somewhere, but she had, because she telling folks she couldn't be seen around me because I used to be a madam. But that don't matter because Erica used to escort for me, and now she acting like she can't be around me because I was mad when I had her out there making that money for me. So Sin's like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to say. She's like, she was better at that, this whole singing career. And I commend Sin. She's like, okay, you can talk like that to your friends, but don't be talking about Erica like that to me. And Chris is like, you know what, girl, you better run and run now before it's too late and you get hurt. Run, girl, run. See, Sin, this is what happens when you go investigate things. You're not going to always like what you find out. So Diamond and Cisco meet up. She's like, you know what, Cisco? I want to know where you live at. I want to go to your house and watch movies and us cuddle. I want us to have sex somewhere that's not a car, like, I don't know, your bed. And he's like, doing this whole, you know how I got these commitment issues and, you know, these trust issues. And, like, how is it that us, the audience, can see that he clearly does not care, not one lick of ounce for her, the way she cares for him? It's like, how can we see that with 2 episodes and she's been with him for 2 years? And the thing, how is it that you've been with him for 2 years and you've never been to his house? This is so baffling for me. You do not know none of his people, none of his friends. Like, these things you should know before you, like, the first 6 months, y'all dating, then you get to meeting his friends and family, but you know none of this. And you went to New York, you stayed for your, you know, want to be a dancer, but it was more of to be with him. So now that she sees, like, he's kind of upset because, you know, he got these commitment issues, she's like, okay, I need to tell you something, but I don't want you to get mad. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and he don't believe it at first. He's like, you just saying things. She's like, no, remember them times that we was on the phone and my daughter was making noise, and I said my daughter, and I was like, I played it off like that's my dog, but she's like my daughter. I'm like, really? You made it seem like your daughter was your dog to keep a man? So he's mad, but he's like giving this I'm mad persona. But you know on the inside, he's like, yes! Woo-hoo, woo-hoo, I found a way out of this, yeah! You know, he's still this on the outside. He's like, man, I really didn't want to come here, but this news right here is making my day, because now I have a reason to not want to be with her because she lied. And he's like, how you gonna lie to me for all these years? She's like, well, she was only 4 when we got together, and I don't know how you was taking. But this is what's gonna happen. Y'all two gonna meet, and we gonna be a big happy family, whether you want to or not. And like, she went like tad bit towards the crazy side towards the end. So Rashida Ali, she's having some kind of shoe event because she's a stiletto expert or whatever that is. And she knows Chrissy. She invites Erica, so Erica gets there, and Rashida come up with the perfect idea. Let me get these two together and squash their beef. Yes, we're having another let's come together and be friends moment. Can't we all just get along? And Erica, she ain't trying to have nothing to do with it because the way Chrissy treated her last time. So Erica was like, you know what, Rashida, I love you. And my mama told me to respect my elders. So I'm going to politely walk over here and just mind my business. I still love you, girl. So she goes over there, you know, sits back, minds her business. Chrissy's like, oh no, that is not the end of it. Now, I don't know if it was a combination of 2, could it be, or 3. Could have been, was Chrissy drunk? She didn't know how to walk on her shoes, or was she drunk and didn't know how to walk on her shoes? Because as she wobbled her way over there to swing on Erica, you know, she got those reflexes like a cat. It's like she ducked ever so slightly and then went to go hit Chrissy, but Chrissy, she may have got like a little tap in, but Erica, she's always ready for a fight. It's like she never lets her guard down. She may have had a few drinks, but she's always ready. If she sees something goes towards her, she's on defense, like ready for it. So Chrissy walks out like she did nothing, but it made it just look like Erica fell in the midst of trying to hit her. So it wasn't no big old brawl out. I don't know if it's because Chrissy was looking very suspicious as she's wobbled over to like bring her arm way from the way back to hit Erica or what. But it's like, Chrissy, do you not know Erica? Like, she's always down for a fight. You should have known this. So Amina and Peter were supposed to have them a little lunch date. She's sitting there waiting and waiting. Poor thing looking all pitiful, sitting right there. And she's like, I can't believe it. Peter's sitting me up again. Now where is Peter at? Yes. He was across town or wherever he was having a little lunch date with Tara and their kids. Yes, he stood his wife up to be with the mother of his children. And while he's there, it's just not how the boys doing, how they doing in school is. He's on this. I think we should take a family vacation. We should go to the islands or something. Now, where he's getting his money to go to the islands, I don't know. I'm guessing he's wanting to use Amina's checks from Love and Hip Hop or money from Works. I don't know what Peter Guns is doing right now besides being on the show. But, he's wanting, plan trips to the islands with Tara and the kids. Them goes to go somewhere nice and have fun. And who shows up but Amina? She's like, I know this fool ain't sitting here with Tara and their kids when he was supposed to meet me for lunch. And when he makes contact with Amina, he's like, oh snap, I'm caught. What should I do? And that's how the show ended. I'm like, Peter, you was a low down dirty dog for that, leaving your pregnant wife to go have lunch with the mother of your kids. You could have done that some other time. So that's basically the gist of my review. If I left anything out, by all means leave a comment or a video response. And like always, I want to thank my subscribers and the people who watch my videos. I want you to like this video, comment, and subscribe. And share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and here on YouTube. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.